Hello friends. Greetings from PMP New Horizon Group and welcome to this video. In this video, we will explain top 8 Agile terms for the PMP exam. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel to view upcoming videos. In addition, we have shared a few links in the description that will help you to access the exam study material. Agile refers to a modern approach to project management that emphasizes flexibility, collaboration, and iterative development. It contrasts with traditional project management methodologies, like the waterfall approach, which follow a sequential and rigid structure. It's important to understand the key principles and concepts of Agile, as well as how it differs from traditional project management. Here's a concise overview. Differences between Agile and traditional approaches. Plan. Agile uses adaptive planning, allowing for changes throughout the project. Traditional approaches emphasize upfront planning. Execution. Agile projects deliver incremental pieces of functionality in short cycles. Traditional projects have distinct phases: requirements, design, build, test. Feedback. Agile seeks constant feedback from stakeholders, while traditional projects gather feedback at the end of phases. Documentation. Agile documentation is lean and focused on what's necessary. Traditional projects often involve comprehensive documentation. Risk management. Agile handles risks through continuous adaptation. Traditional projects have formal risk management plans. It's important to note that the PMP exam might include questions that require you to differentiate between Agile and traditional approaches, and grasp the basic principles of Agile frameworks. Familiarizing yourself with Agile concepts will provide you with a broader perspective on project management practices, allowing you to better address questions related to Agile methodologies during the exam. An Agile backlog is a dynamic and evolving list of user stories, features, enhancements, bug fixes, and other tasks that represent the work needed to deliver a product or project. It serves as a centralized repository of work items that the team plans to address in future iterations or cycles. Key points to understand. User stories. The backlog primarily consists of user stories, which are concise descriptions of functionality from an end-user perspective. Each user story typically follows the format, as a user, I want to do something, so that, achieve a goal. Prioritization. The items in the backlog are ordered based on their priority, value, and urgency. High-priority items are usually addressed first. Estimation. The backlog items are often estimated for their effort or complexity, which helps the team plan how much work can be completed in a given time frame. Evolving and dynamic. The backlog is not fixed, it evolves as the project progresses and new requirements, changes, and insights emerge. Iterative planning. Agile teams use the backlog to plan their work for each iteration, sprint, in methodologies like Scrum. They pull items from the backlog into the current iteration based on priority and capacity. Transparency. The backlog provides transparency to stakeholders, allowing them to understand what the team is working on and what's planned for future iterations. Collaboration. The backlog is managed collaboratively by the Agile team, including the product owner, Scrum Master, and development team members. Continuous refinement. The backlog is regularly refined, with new items added, existing items reprioritized, and items re-estimated as more information becomes available. In the context of the PMP exam, it's important to understand the concept of backlog in Agile and how it fits into Agile methodologies. Questions related to Agile might involve scenarios where you need to understand how backlogs are managed, how items are prioritized, and how they impact the project's overall progress and success. Agile sprints refer to time-boxed iterations within Agile methodologies, such as Scrum, where a team works on a set of predefined tasks to deliver a potentially shippable product increment. Sprints are a fundamental concept in Agile project management and play a significant role in ensuring iterative development and continuous improvement. Here's an overview of Agile sprints. An Agile sprint is a fixed time period, typically ranging from 1 to 4 weeks, during which a cross-functional team works collaboratively to complete a set of backlog items. The goal of each sprint is to produce a potentially releasable increment of the product that adds value to the end users or stakeholders. Key points to understand. Time-boxed. Sprints have a defined duration, often referred to as the sprint length. This fixed time frame promotes predictability and allows the team to plan and manage work effectively. Focused work. During a sprint, the team selects a subset of backlog items to work on. These items are chosen based on their priority and complexity. Incremental development. At the end of each sprint, the team produces a potentially shippable increment of the product. This means that the product becomes progressively more complete with each sprint. Daily stand-ups. Agile teams hold daily stand-up meetings during sprints to discuss progress, challenges, and plans for the day. These short meetings encourage transparency and communication. Review and retrospective. At the end of each sprint, there are two key ceremonies: the sprint review, where the team demonstrates the completed work to stakeholders, and the sprint retrospective, where the team reflects on their processes and identifies areas for improvement. Predictability. Sprints provide a predictable cadence for delivering value. Stakeholders can anticipate when new features or updates will be available. Continuous improvement. Sprints encourage continuous improvement by allowing the team to reflect on their processes and adjust in subsequent sprints. So, understanding Agile sprints is essential for answering exam questions related to Agile methodologies like Scrum. You might encounter scenarios where you need to know how sprints work, their purpose, how they contribute to delivering value, and how they promote collaboration and adaptation within the team. Agile stand-ups refer to a daily short meeting in Agile methodologies, such as Scrum, where the team gathers to provide updates on their progress, discuss obstacles, and align their efforts. Stand-ups are a key practice that promotes transparency, communication, and collaboration within Agile teams. Here's an overview of Agile stand-ups. An Agile stand-up, also known as a daily stand-up or daily Scrum, is a brief, time-boxed meeting that occurs at the same time and place every day. The goal of the stand-up is to facilitate coordination among team members, ensure everyone is on the same page, and identify any potential obstacles that may hinder progress. Key points to understand. Frequency and duration. Stand-ups occur daily and typically last around 15 minutes. The short duration ensures that the meeting remains focused and efficient. 3 questions. Each team member answers 3 key questions during the stand-up. What did I accomplish yesterday? What am I working on today? Are there any obstacles or blockers? Stand-up format. Participants stand during the meeting to keep it concise and avoid unnecessary discussions. This encourages quick updates and prevents the meeting from becoming a lengthy status report. Focus on progress. The primary purpose of the stand-up is to share progress, not to solve problems. If a topic requires a more in-depth discussion, it can be addressed after the stand-up. Collaboration and transparency. Stand-ups foster a sense of shared responsibility and enable team members to help each other by removing obstacles or offering assistance. Daily plan adjustments. Stand-ups help the team adjust their plans based on real-time information. If a task is taking longer than expected or a new priority arises, the team can adapt their work accordingly. Scrum Master facilitation. The Scrum Master, a role in Scrum, often facilitates the stand-up to ensure it stays within the time limit and to identify any patterns that may require addressing. Inspect and adapt. Stand-ups contribute to the Agile principle of continuous improvement by providing regular opportunities to inspect the team's progress and adapt their plans as needed. So, understanding Agile stand-ups is important for answering exam questions related to Agile methodologies like Scrum. You might encounter scenarios where you need to explain the purpose of stand-ups, how they enhance collaboration, and how they contribute to managing daily work within the team. User stories are a vital component of Agile project management, used to capture requirements and define the needs of end users or stakeholders. User stories provide a concise way to describe functionality in a customer-centric manner, promoting collaboration, prioritization, and incremental development. Here's an overview of user stories in Agile. A user story is a brief, non-technical description of a feature, functionality, or requirement from the perspective of an end user or stakeholder. It outlines the who, what, and why of a desired capability, enabling the Agile team to understand what needs to be developed and why. Key points to understand. User-centric. User stories are written from the perspective of the user or stakeholder who will benefit from the functionality. This ensures that the focus remains on delivering value to the customer. Simple format. A user story typically follows a template. As a user, stakeholder, I want functionality. So that, benefit, value. This format helps capture the role, the desired feature, and the purpose of the feature. Independent and negotiable. User stories should be independent of one another, allowing for flexibility in prioritization. They are negotiable, meaning the details can be discussed and refined during Agile ceremonies. Valuable and estimable. User stories should deliver value to the user or stakeholder. They should also be estimable, allowing the team to assess the effort required for development. Sized for iteration. User stories are often sized using techniques like story points, which reflect their relative complexity. This helps the team plan how many stories can be completed in a sprint. Hierarchy. User stories can be grouped into epics, large features, and broken down into smaller stories or tasks. Prioritization. The product owner is responsible for prioritizing user stories based on business value, customer needs, and project goals. Incremental development. User stories guide the Agile team's work during iterations, sprints, ensuring that each increment delivers meaningful value. So, understanding user stories is relevant for Agile-related exam questions. You might encounter scenarios where you need to explain the purpose of user stories, how they are used to capture requirements, and their role in ensuring the project delivers value to stakeholders. Agile retrospectives are regular meetings held at the end of each iteration in Agile methodologies, such as Scrum. Retrospectives provide a structured opportunity for the Agile team to reflect on their processes, identify improvements, and adjust for the next iteration. They play a vital role in fostering continuous improvement and enhancing team performance. Here's an overview of Agile retrospectives. An Agile retrospective, often referred to as a retro, is a collaborative meeting held at the end of each iteration, sprint, in Agile projects. The purpose of the retrospective is to evaluate what went well, what didn't go well, and what improvements can be made to enhance team effectiveness and project outcomes. Key points to understand. Structured reflection. Retrospectives provide a structured framework for the team to reflect on their recent iteration. They analyze both the successes and challenges encountered. Continuous improvement. The primary objective of retrospectives is to foster a culture of continuous improvement. Teams identify areas where they can enhance their processes, teamwork, and outcomes. 3 key questions. Retrospectives often involve answering 3 questions. What went well during this iteration? What could have gone better? What actions can we take to improve in the next iteration? Action-oriented. The focus is on identifying actionable steps to address issues and enhance positive aspects of the team's work. Team engagement. All team members, including the Scrum Master, product owner, and development team, participate in retrospectives. Diverse feedback. Retrospectives encourage gathering feedback from all team members, considering various viewpoints and roles. Adaptation. Retrospectives facilitate adapting and fine-tuning processes and practices based on lessons learned and observations. Variety of formats. Retrospectives can take various formats, such as start, stop, continue, glad, sad, mad, or starfish, to structure discussions and identify improvements. So, understanding Agile retrospectives is relevant for exam questions related to Agile methodologies and practices. You might encounter scenarios where you need to explain the purpose of retrospectives, their role in continuous improvement, and how they contribute to enhancing team collaboration and project outcomes. Scrum Master in Agile is a role responsible for facilitating and ensuring the effective implementation of the Scrum framework within an Agile team. The Scrum Master serves as a servant leader, supporting the team in adhering to Agile principles and practices while removing any obstacles that might hinder progress. Here's an overview of the Scrum Master role. A Scrum Master is a key role in the Scrum framework, which is one of the most popular Agile methodologies. The Scrum Master's primary goal is to promote and facilitate collaboration, transparency, and continuous improvement within the Agile team. Key points to understand. 1. Servant leadership. The Scrum Master serves the team, helping them understand and adhere to the Scrum principles and practices. They focus on enabling the team's success rather than exerting authority. 2. Facilitator. The Scrum Master facilitates key Agile ceremonies, such as daily stand-up meetings, sprint planning, sprint reviews, and sprint retrospectives. They ensure these meetings are effective, productive, and aligned with Agile principles. 3. Obstacle removal. The Scrum Master identifies and removes obstacles that hinder the team's progress. This could involve resolving conflicts, addressing issues, and ensuring the team has the necessary resources. 4. Process guardian. The Scrum Master ensures the team follows the Scrum framework, adheres to Agile values, and maintains consistent practices. 5. Coach and mentor. The Scrum Master coaches the team on Agile principles, practices, and methodologies. They help the team understand the benefits of Agile and guide them in implementing Agile effectively. 6. Stakeholder communication. The Scrum Master facilitates communication between the development team, product owner, and other stakeholders. They help ensure everyone has the necessary information and that expectations are aligned. 7. Continuous improvement. The Scrum Master fosters a culture of continuous improvement by encouraging the team to reflect on their processes and identify areas for enhancement during sprint retrospectives. So, understanding the Scrum Master role is important for exam questions related to Agile methodologies, particularly Scrum. You might encounter scenarios where you need to explain the responsibilities of a Scrum Master, how they facilitate Agile ceremonies, and their contribution to creating a collaborative and efficient Agile environment. Product owner in Agile is a key role responsible for representing the interests of stakeholders, defining and prioritizing requirements, and ensuring that the Agile team develops a product that meets the needs of the customers and the business. The product owner plays a crucial role in guiding the development of the product and maximizing its value. Here's an overview of the product owner. A product owner is a central role in Agile methodologies, such as Scrum, who serves as the primary interface between the Agile team and stakeholders. The product owner is accountable for defining and prioritizing the product backlog and ensuring that the team delivers value to the customers and stakeholders. Key points to understand. 1. Stakeholder liaison. The product owner represents the interests of various stakeholders, including customers, end users, and business representatives. They gather and understand their requirements and ensure these are reflected in the product backlog. 2. Product backlog ownership. The product owner is responsible for maintaining and prioritizing the product backlog, which is a dynamic list of features, user stories, and requirements that the Agile team will work on. 3. Requirements definition. The product owner collaborates with stakeholders to define clear and actionable requirements in the form of user stories. These stories describe what functionality the product should have and what problems it should solve. 5. Prioritization. The product owner ranks items in the product backlog based on business value, customer needs, and strategic alignment. This helps the Agile team focus on delivering the most valuable features first. 6. Acceptance criteria. The product owner defines the acceptance criteria for user stories, which outline the conditions that must be met for a story to be considered complete and ready for release. Thank you for watching this video on the top 8 Agile terms for the PMP exam, and very soon we will see you in our next video on another PMP topic. Happy learning!